Hi, sixth grade. Today is day 3 of doing school from home because of the virus situation. Today, you and I are going to read the chapter called Itsy, Bitsy, Spider together in One Crazy Summer. This chapter is going to start at page 140. As a reminder, you should have already read 2 chapters this week, one on Monday, one on Tuesday, and completed the comprehension guide for both those chapters. I need you to really make sure that you're using tag, because using tag is going to help us to be smarter and help us to be more focused. I want to ask you guys to consider today checking in with your classmates, reminding them that they do have schoolwork to do, that this is important to their future, and maybe seeing if you can get a few friends to check their Jupiter that haven't yet. To those of you who have been communicating with me, shout out to Haley, to Corinne, to Yamir, to London. Great job to everybody. Mr. Todd says, yeah. I want to hear from all of you though. So please just send me a message so I know what's up, and let's get some learning going. Today I'm going to read to you starting on page 140. If you need to pause, you can. Just make sure you come back to the video and then follow for the next video, which is going to be our vocab. I'm going to give you the answers from yesterday's vocab activity and tell you what I want you to do today. All right, smart people, let's make this happen. Page 140. Vanetta couldn't stop practicing her poem. Well, it wasn't hers. She got it from a book of Negro poets at the center. If she couldn't sing her song, she would recite a poem all by herself. It wasn't enough for Vanetta to say her poem, which was actually Gwendolyn Brooks's poem titled We Real Cool. Vanetta tried to be her poem. Since there was no applause from Fern and me the first time around, she started up again, as zombie-like as she could, to imitate the toughs standing around the pool hall. If Big Ma heard Vanetta and saw her standing like a shiftless bum on the corner, we'd be on the next plane back to New York City. Vanetta was into a groove and couldn't be stopped. She started up yet again, saying every line of We Real Cool as loud as she could, in case Cecile hadn't heard her. I would have done both Vanetta and Cecile a favor by giving her a swift kick, but I didn't care if Cecile yelled at her. I didn't care if Vanetta disturbed Cecile's peace of mind. So I let Vanetta recite We Real Cool on and on. Vanetta was a perfectionist, but only about certain things. Sam, who else? I know a few of you are too. Good. The things that would get her noticed or earn her applause. Ugh. Big Ma said that Vanetta wouldn't be such a show-off if Cecile had picked Vanetta up more when she was a baby hollering in her crib. I didn't need a flash of memory to recall Vanetta's crying. She cried loudly and a lot. Our door was open and Cecile was in the living room, lying on her beat-up sofa. Cecile could hear Vanetta perfectly well. Vanetta had said this poem 7 times so far. I was certain her aim was to say it 10 times each night, but Cecile didn't let it get that far. It took only 6 angry foot stomps for Cecile to make it back to our room. Cut that crap out! That's not even a poem! I could have knocked that out in my sleep. You think Gwen Brooks was some sort of genius? Then she stomped away, this time into the kitchen. I heard her hand smacking the swinging door. Back in my 4th grade, my teacher would have us lay our heads on our desks after we came in from recess. She would recite poetry to calm us down and get us ready to learn more science or history. Robert Frost, Emily Dickinson, Count T. Cullen, and William Blake, all fine poets whom we should know, she would say. Well, I knew a real live poet. I didn't know how fine Cecile's poetry was, but I had seen her writing poems in the kitchen and sometimes on the walls or on cereal boxes. Who else in my classroom could claim that they knew a poet or that she was their mother? So on the afternoon that Robert Frost's horse had clip-clopped through the snow, I had raised my hand and told the class that my mother was a poet. Now, Delphine, Mrs. Peterson said. Nice girls don't tell their classmates lies. She had kept me after school and told me that she knew the truth about how my mother had left home, and that wanting a mother was no excuse for dreaming one up. I couldn't leave the classroom until I had written, "I will not tell lies" in class 25 times on the blackboard. And then I had to erase the board clean. Vanetta sulked something pitiful when Cecile told her to cut it out. Vanetta only heard that her recitation stunk, that she wasn't thinking about how Gwendolyn Brooks was a great Negro poet, and that Cecile, also called Zilla, was printing her own poems in the kitchen. Last year, Vanetta practiced her curtsying more than she practiced her wings and time steps for the tip-top-tap recital. She fell right on her fanny in the middle of her solo and was miserable for days. Usually I would pick up Vanetta's broken spirits until she was once again crowy and showy. But now I let her sulk after she received no praise from Cecile. "Serves you right," I thought. Just to be evil, I rubbed it in with an insult. "I don't know why your lip is hanging," I said. "You're just like her." We both knew which her I meant. I said that just to make her feel mad on top of being hurt. Just like I know how to lift my sisters up, I also know how to needle them just right. "Am not" are two. We did a few rounds of that, and then a final "not" and "two." "Okay, Vanetta, suppose you were going to be on TV." She perked up at that one. "Playing Tinkerbell on Walt Disney's Wonderful World of Color. But it was PTA night, or school talent night, and your little girl—" "Ludi Bell," Fern added in. "Ludi Bell," I picked up, glad to have Fern's support, "had a part in the Itsy Bitsy Spider. In her Itsy Bitsy Spider costume. And she'd been practicing her Itsy Bitsy Spider song and dance for days, weeks, a whole 2 months, the Itsy Bitsy Spider. Went up the water spout. I knew I could count on Fern to climb high with her tiny, sweet voice." Vanetta sat there, defiant, unmoved, proving my point. It was like looking dead at Cecile. "A shiny white Cadillac comes to carry you off to be Tinkerbell on TV, but your precious little girl, Ludi Bell is standing at the door in her costume, waiting for you to take her to the school talent night. What would you do?" "That's easy," Vanetta said. "I'd get in the shiny white Cadillac with my matching vanity bag and luggage." "And what about your little girl in her costume?" I asked. "Yeah, what about Ludi Bell in her costume wanting to dance for her mama?" Each and every one of us knew the feeling of having no mother clapping for us in the audience. Only Big Ma and sometimes Papa when he came home from work on time. Showy and crowy, Vanetta said, "First of all, I wouldn't dare name her anything as silly as Ludi Bell. And my little girl would be happy that I was a Disneyland movie star. She would tell her jealous friends at school, 'There goes my mother on TV. I'll bet your mother just fries pork chops and wrings wet clothes. My mother is on TV, flying around in blue fairy dust, waving a magical wand and a cute, sparkly outfit.'" The magic of Disneyland had won Fern over to Vanetta's side. It was all that blue fairy dust and magical wand stuff. Fern's eyes twinkled as she imagined having a colored fairy mother. I was looking to get Vanetta's goat, but I only ended up losing Fern, and Vanetta was her own self. And that's why you're more like Cecile. You want to be a fairy on TV more than you care about how your kids will feel and if they miss you. "Do not" and "do too" went on between us until Cecile stomped back into the room and said, "Cut that crap out." Page 145, that's where we're going to finish our reading for today. I want you to open up in your binders to your comprehension worksheet for the chapter called Itsy Bitsy Spider. Then I want you to spend at least 25 minutes, possibly 35 minutes, responding to all of those comp questions, citing evidence from the text, and using tag. When you're done, click over to our vocab video and let's practice some really cool words. Love you guys. Be good. Bye.